Hello and welcome to another update video about Link. Link is still holding the larger degree support area on the long-term chart, but has not yet given us enough evidence to say that the wave 2 has bottomed there, even though Link is trying to move out of the support zone to the upside. Again, the support area is defined between $6.90 and $10.70. We're currently holding support. A break below 690 would unlock more bearish potential. But for now, as I said, we are holding above it. Now below 690, the bullish scenario is not invalidated, but it will be invalidated below 495, which is the June 2023 low. We have on this chart currently a 5-wave pattern to the upside from the June 2023 low. Then we have a 3-wave corrective pullback that I'm labeling as a WXY structure. And this would be wave 2. And the idea is that, as long as we're holding the support area, and especially, certainly what's more important is to hold above the invalidation point. The idea would be that a 3rd wave to the upside could happen. This again would be a 5-wave move. Waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all still outstanding. And it could take the price in a 3rd wave into the direction of $69 plus. So this would be the idea in a 3rd wave. Then we should get a wave 4 and a wave 5. So at the moment, the idea is we are trying to turn around there, but we don't have evidence yet that really wave 3 has started. I'm still leaning towards higher prices, given that the price is holding support, and given that the move between the June low last year and the March high this year is actually a 5-wave pattern. So the trend is technically up, followed by a 3-wave corrective pullback, right? And then from the yellow support region, we have another possible, we have a reaction. It's not yet in 5 waves, however. And what I would like to see as additional confirmation that really the bulls have formed a low there in that area, I want to see circle 1 complete, circle wave 1. That means I need to see a 5-wave pattern to the upside completed, which would be a confirmation that the larger degree wave 2 has actually bottomed. Without that 5-wave move up, this structure is extremely fragile, because it is based on a corrective base. What does that mean? Well, the movements down there are too overlapping. They are all overlapping. There are only 3-wave structures in the subwaves, and that isn't clearly bullish yet. So I need to see a 5-wave move up, which would represent circle 1. Then we can add support for circle 2 and watch for a rally in wave 3 of 3. And as I said, the 3rd wave should take us minimally to $69, provided, of course, that relevant support levels are holding and the structure doesn't invalidate. Bear in mind, it's all about probabilities. Then we would want to see a 4th wave pullback at some point and a 5th wave to the upside of wave 5, so that we get 5 waves up. Yeah, and not much happened in the last few months, right? It's been quite boring. So this would be the bullish thesis. The bearish one will take the lead below 690, or at least probabilities will be very balanced then. But below 690, the bullish case isn't invalidated. It will be invalidated, however, once we start to see a break below the red line, which is located around $4.95. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame chart, the 1-hour chart. Here you can see that I'm actually tracking 3 scenarios, so it's quite a mess, but actually 2 are going in the same direction. So we don't necessarily need to distinguish between the blue scenario and the white count. However, I have added blue and white there just to highlight that with one more high, if we get one more high above the September high, we actually have a 5-wave pattern to the upside. Even though this is not an ideal structure, but because of, Fibonacci relationships and so on, but we have blue wave 1, we have blue wave 2, we have blue wave 3, blue wave 4, and this could now be blue wave 5. And that means I will have 5 waves up should the price manage, or should the bulls manage to drive the price above the September high, which is located at round about $13. Yeah, $13. So if the bulls can drive the price above $13, we actually have a valid 5-wave move up. Now, I personally prefer the white scenario, which means that we are still working on wave 3 of that diagonal pattern. It's just a different way of understanding and interpreting this diagonal structure. And in the white scenario, we have seen a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 to the downside, an A wave of the third wave, a B wave pullback of the third wave. A C wave would be unfolding right now, and maybe this down here is some kind of a 1-2 setup. And then once the third wave is complete, and it should reach the $17.50 level, then we can watch for a fourth wave pullback and one more high in wave 5. So this is what I need to see. I need to see a 5-wave move up, okay? And yeah, the blue count is already 5 waves if we get another high, but it will not be reliable because it's not based on Fibonacci guidelines, which I typically use. So I don't trust it, yeah? So that means if we push higher, I would really like to see continuation to 1750 and then another 4-5 pattern. However, my view is if we push higher, maybe to $14.70 here, then see a deep pullback, I would still add a support area for a possible wave 2. So if we say, okay, maybe this is a 5-wave move, which is important to indicate that the trend is up, then we can call that wave 1, even though I wouldn't like it. But then if we pull back, then I would still add a support area for this possible wave 2 to the chart. Yeah? And then we could rally in a third wave from there. And this would be a so-called 1-2 setup. So then that means this covers both blue and white scenarios. They get invalidated with a break below 1030. That wouldn't be great. At least the blue count does. The white count might still be able to deal with one more dip down to 928, but at that point it would also get invalidated if it goes below that. And then at some point the yellow count will take the lead, which means that this wave 2, which presumably bottomed in August, is actually still unfolding. So as I said, without, if you don't want to worry about the microstructure, just remember that with one more high, we have a possible first 5-wave move up. And then please also remember that any break below the $6.90 level would definitely question the overall bullish thesis that I'm still following on this chart. That's the update about Link. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.